This is Coda. Say hi. Say hi, Coda. Say hi, Coda. Does my hair smell good? Say hi. Say hello. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. He just wants to give me kisses. Say hello, world. Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you guys how to get an easy daytime, everyday look and turn it into a nighttime, evening glam. I have had several times where I know that I either have to go to work in the morning or I want to run some errands, do stuff around the house, anything, and you just want to have some makeup on just to start the day if you're going places. But then you know you have to go somewhere later that night if you're gonna go out with friends, you're gonna go out to eat, and you want to look a little bit more glam than what you were in the morning. You can throw on just an everyday look, and then later at night you can spruce it up, and I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how I do that. So if you want to see how to go from this look to this, then keep watching. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is prime your skin with whichever primer you typically use. I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty primer and put that in my T-zone where I have the most pores. And you're going to want to do your foundation. I'm going to use the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. And blend that out. I also self-tan, so I'm matching my foundation shade to my neck and not my face, as you can clearly see. Time for concealer. Put a little right here, 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 and there. Then blend it out. So once your concealer is blended out, I like to set my foundation and concealer with a powder. So I'm going to go in with just a translucent powder. I at first use a smaller, more precise brush to set wherever I put my concealer. And then I go in with a fluffier powder brush and just set the rest of my face. So whenever I am doing a quick daytime look, I typically will just put on some bronzer to warm up the face. I'm going to use the Benefit Hoola bronzer. Once I have it concentrated right on my cheekbones, I kind of just blend it upward a little bit onto my cheeks where you would kind of put your blush without anything on the brush, just to give your face a little bit more color. So that's basically all I do for my face when doing a quick daytime look. And then I will fill in my eyebrows and move on to my eyes. I used the NYX eyebrow powder pencil. So then I move on to my eyes, and most days, if I'm just going to work, running errands or whatever, I just throw on some mascara and call it. But if you want just a little bit of something on your eyes, I also like to do this if I have some more time. I just throw on some shadow to basically give my eyes some dimension. So I'm gonna show you guys just a quick trick to do when you're on the go, but it kind of makes it look like you tried. So I like to make it easier to just have one less product that you use. I take just a fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I dip into the bronzer, so whatever bronzer you used, and I just apply this right into my crease. And you could just like put that all around in there, just right in your crease, blending it upward and just throwing it right there and focusing it mainly in the crease or your transition area. And it already just gives your eyes like some dimension to make them not look as like flat or blah. And then I will take whatever cream shade is in the palette that you're using. I'm going to take this one. I am using the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I just apply that all over the lid. And there is your eyeshadow for your daytime look. Just 2 shades. Throw your bronzer in your crease and put a cream shade on your lid and you're good to go. So now we're going to apply some mascara. I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Telescopic mascara. I actually use a different mascara for my bottom lashes because I love the Telescopic mascara for my top lashes, but I've tried it on my bottom lashes and it runs like crazy. So I do not use it for my bottom lashes. I use the Tarte Maneater mascara. I found that this does not run on my bottom lashes. That is your daytime look. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. I can do this in less than 10 minutes, obviously, when I am not explaining every step. If you see me, this is probably what I will look like. So, you're done with your errands, you're done with whatever you're doing for the morning and afternoon, and you're about to go out to eat with your friends, etc., and you want to just look a little bit more glam or a little bit more put together. So we are going to start by adding some blush. I'm going to use the Milani blush, and it is in the shade Luminoso. I highly recommend, like, if you see me doing this, I'm like tapping off the excess product so there's not like a lot on there, and if you like touch your face even a little bit, it's going to just plant it right where you touched it and it'll be harder to blend out. So I always just shake off the excess so that you're not going to have that problem. After my blush, I put on some highlighter. Use the Colourpop I'm going to use the Colourpop highlighter in Lunch Money, and I use this Morphe M501 brush to apply my highlighter. And you're going to want to put that basically right above the blush, kind of on the blush area, but right on the top of your cheekbones. And then I put some on the tip of my nose, on the bridge of my nose, my Cupid's bow. So that is it for the face. Then I move on to my eyes. So with your eyes, you have already placed that transition color, your bronzer color, into your crease and a cream on your lid. So we're just going to make it a little bit more smoky, a little bit more evening glam. I'm going to take a more, let me see if you can see the difference. This is the brush that I used for our first shade. It's a little bit more fluffier, and then I take a brush that is a little bit more dense and a little bit more pointed, and I'm going to take a shade a little bit darker than the bronzer. Just get a color that is a little bit more deeper than the color that you applied to your transition shade. And you're going to focus that just right in the crease. You're not going to want to blend it all upward like we did with the first shade. And you can see how that just deepened it up and made your crease just a little bit more defined. So then I'm gonna go in with the Morphe 433 brush, and it is a little bit more flat, but still like wide. And I'm gonna take the deepest shade in my palette, so this one over here. Start off with just a little bit, because you can always build, but you don't want to just go in and be like, and then be like, crap. I'm gonna apply this just to the outer corner of my eye. So I like to start by just going down and then going up, kind of making an arrow pointing to the outer corner of your eye. And then I take it and I just blend it inward. Not even like halfway of your lid. As I'm doing my eyeshadow, I will literally go back and forth between my eyeshadow brushes like 15 times, because the more you blend out your eyeshadow, the better it's going to look. So I'll go back in with that first fluffy brush and kind of go over the edges and blend it out again so that we don't have any harsh lines. So now that you have that in your outer corner, I take the flat brush that we use to apply the cream shade. I go in with a shimmer shade, so I'm gonna go in with this shimmer right here, and you can just go back over with your cream shade that you used if you don't have a shimmer. I apply that right where I have the cream shade, about halfway to your lid, so right where you stopped with that outer corner color. You don't want to like leave it like a stark line going down the middle of your eye like that. Again, I go back in with the brush that I used to apply that dark outer corner color, and with no extra product, I just very lightly, like guys, I'm barely touching my eye, very lightly just go over the shimmer and that dark color to blend them together. Once you have those blended together, I use a flat definer brush and I go in. This is basically just to make it easier for you, again, just to use one less product. If you want to use like a black eyeliner, go for it. This would now be the time that I would add my eyeliner to the top. I just like to do this because, number one, it's easier to do than a liquid eyeliner. So if you suck at liquid eyeliner, I highly recommend this trick. Just use an eyeshadow and use that darkest shade that you use. Get this kind of brush, line your waterline. And then I do the same thing on my bottom lash line, but I stop about halfway through. So once you have your bottom lash line lined with that eyeshadow, I take a dense brush like this short and stubby one, and this is the Morphe E36. I'm gonna take that shade that we used to deepen up the crease, so the second brown shade that we used, and I'm gonna just smoke out that harsh line so that it is not a just harsh line under your eyes. And this is when I will take it in just a little bit further into the inner corner, but not like all the way in. You're basically just going right over that dark shade and just smudging it out with this shade. You can leave it like that, it'll look fine, but if you want to go one step further, I take just a little bit of a fluffier brush than the previous brush, and I'm going to take that our bronzer that we first put on our eyes for that transition color, and I'm going to blend out what I just put on the bottom lash line. So I now take my highlighter again and the flat brush that we used for our cream shades and highlight your brow bone. Then you're going to want to highlight the inner corners just right there in that tear duct. and I take it just a little bit down on your bottom lash line. So to finish it off, you can apply any lip color you want. I'm going to use the Dose of Colors Liquid Lip in Sand. So here is the final Glam evening look, just a spruced up version of your daytime look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. I just heard the door to my patio like creaking, like it was opened. And I walked out there and it was opened. And I haven't gone out there yet today. So I'm creeped out. And Jack is at work. So, and there is your eyeshadow look for your daytime. Honey. You're pulling in my hair. I tried this new foundation the other day from e.l.f. It literally smelled like old lady perfume. Legit, I had to like wash it off my face immediately because I was about to get a migraine from it. It smelled so bad. e.l.f. Get it together.